do with Bowie TV. I know this is your second game back in the area. You know, you're kind of excited. Are you to be back here again within a week playing in front of your hometown?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I remember always coming here with my when I was at Maryland and coming to the games and seeing sold out arenas and just being there seeing so many people. I'm happy to be back. My family's coming. My AAU coaches and teammates are coming. So I'm just happy to just be home. I always feel home when I come here, so I'm happy.
Great, and you know you've been getting quite a few doubles. You know, how are you able to prepare for that and carry that going on game after game?
Yeah, I mean, just trying to be as consistent as possible. I know my teammates need me to rebound. I think offensively, the game I let this come to me. So I know coming into the league, I knew rebounding was something that was going to translate regardless, and I think I've done a great job being able to do that.
Earlier, you thought you might have an update on Slim?
Yeah, there should be a release going out here shortly. She's got a foot sprain on that left foot. We're going to reevaluate her in a couple weeks and then see where we're at. So I kind of mentioned, you know, I think we avoided anything super long term, but given it's the same, you know, but it's going to be kind of fluid and seeing how she feels. Feet are tricky, especially when you're as explosive as she is. And that's kind of what did it, you know, an explosive, powerful step, and she felt it. So we'll see where we're at in a couple weeks.
Is that like cartilage ligaments in between the
I think a sprain means ligament, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I'm not a doctor.
No, I don't want to. Neither am I. That's why I'm caveating with I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously a huge bummer for her.
Yeah, it was. I mean, pretty tough. The day after the game, when she realized it was a little bit more than just like a funny step, and to have just come back from that and then have to kind of go through it again sucks. I think everybody just feels bad for her and kind of doesn't want to let her down now.
And one just Jade's thumb. Oh, I didn't know got banged.
It's twice.
Oh, that's twice. Julie's thumb. Is she all good?
She seems back to kind of where she was before practice yesterday. Just it's annoying and sore, and we were just talking about it as a staff this morning. Like anybody who's injured their thumb just can't stop hitting their thumb, and but she's tough and she's gonna play.
Cool. Thank you.
And Kira, how's she feeling today? I know you said she was kind of up and down.
Yeah, doing all right today. Got her through a little workout this morning. Just frustrating. Sometimes the good days are frustrating because you're like, why can't I just feel like this? So we'll just keep plugging away.
Slim, you talked about how the team, now doesn't want to let her down, but in general, how have you seen them respond to what must feel kind of like a gut punch or a tease of, you got her back, but then she's out again?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. We seem to be in good spirits and want to build on a good performance the other night. We'll have a few days after tonight to just kind of regroup, but I think everybody's in, full steam ahead mode of we want to come out and play well and beat a team that beat us okay.
And, with Aaliyah playing so well against the...
I keep trying.
Sorry.
No, you guys are the low.
Just one word. With Aaliyah playing so well against the Sky last week, do you anticipate that there's going to be more attention on her this time? And if so, what do you want to see your team do, in response to that?
I'm sure they looked at they lost her a few times kind of in transition for some layups, so I'm sure they'll want to take that away. Kind of like when Kira was first in the league, we don't run a lot for Aaliyah. She helps us the most by screening and rolling and being in the right positions for, passes when our guards penetrate or when the team rotates, we get some high lows with her and Steph, and they might get on the offensive glass. So they can certainly game plan and try to take some things away, but it's hard to take away effort. It's the same thing Angel gets for them. You can have game plan, but if somebody's active and pursues the ball, there's only so much you can do.
What is the unique challenge presented to rookies in this league in terms of coming straight from college to the pros, and that coupled with the lack of practice time once the season starts? I mean, we're seeing two rookies in Angel and Aaliyah, excel, but it's like, how are they able to do so with limited practice time?
I don't think you get any nights out. You don't get to play a directional state university. One night you get an MVP, and the next night you get a all-star. Especially at the position that like Angel and Aaliyah are playing, you don't get many breaks.
Right.
So that's a different mental and emotional challenge you know, you might get up for a big game in college, and then you might get a couple nights where you don't have to be great. You got to be great every night in our league to be a big time player. Yeah, like you said, not a lot of practice time, so you're trying to learn in film and you're trying to learn in walkthroughs. And hey, we just played this team, so what can I learn from the last time we played them? But this rookie class seems to be a pretty mentally tough rookie class, from what I can tell. They've been through, you know, probably some stuff that the average person or player or coach hasn't had to deal with, and you know that hardens you in a way. I think you know, Aaliyah wasn't center of the LSU, Iowa, all that stuff, but playing at UConn's its own fishbowl. Mm-hmm. And so I think you've seen these players have to play under pressure for a while now, and they're used to that. They seem to thrive on it.
And then just to follow up to that, in terms of kind of learning on the fly or learning in games, what's kind of your message to a young player like Aaliyah in the sense of, okay, obviously you got to go out and execute well, but you're also, again, kind of like learning on the fly.
Yeah, not trying to make it too big, you know. Kind of with all our players, we have a short list of things with them, and we try to stay focused on those things for a set amount of time. And I think it's really hard if you, hey, let's try this thing, and let's try this thing, and you start bouncing around, you can kind of lose your center. I mean, the best thing about her is that she's very grounded, and she's got a really good head on her shoulders, and it doesn't take a lot of work to keep her focused on the right things. It's a real skill that maybe goes kind of unnoticed.
Thanks.
Eric, we ask you a lot how the team is doing in handling just what's transpired this season. I'm curious for you, how are you handling this coming into the season? You have to kind of redo the roster and how you want to work things, have games pretty much every other day, your top 2 players dealing with injury at the beginning of the season. Just where are you at in this kind of being your second season, and how you're maybe coping and progressing through the challenges that you've been facing?
I mean, I think speaking for myself and the rest of the coaching staff, that's why we have jobs. That's why we have just our job to handle that, to try to keep the team on an even keel. And I've been around this business long enough to have seen winning, see losing, see injuries, see good luck, bad luck. You know, I don't think I'm somebody who just needs to be around for the good times. Like, I'm not afraid to dig in and work, and I think our team has reflected that as well. We haven't felt sorry for ourselves. We haven't pointed fingers. And I really enjoy our group. I think we have good people that have been about the right things. And I was telling you guys before we won a game that we were starting to act and look like a winning team. So, no time to take the foot off the gas now. Let's keep it rolling.
Less serious question. For warm-ups, is there any method to madness on what side you guys warm up at the beginning of the game?
So it's visiting team's choice in our league. Visiting team's choice. We did change it in Atlanta the other night. We flipped it around from how we normally do it. So Chicago's call tonight.
From Belgium,
Welcome.
for Julie. Can you talk about how important she's become in these last few weeks for the Mystics?
I mean, Julie's been great. She's probably been better than we could have even hoped, and we had high hopes. And she's handled it really well. I mean, I don't think she expected Game 3 of her career to suddenly be starting and playing a ton of minutes, but she's handled it like a pro. It's not a surprise because she's been a pro for a long time. And then the other night, you know, she goes back to her role coming off the bench, and I thought handled that extremely well. Very mature about it, and brought us a big spark, and was on the court to help close the game as well. So she has a joy for the game. She's unselfish, which is contagious and rubs off on her teammates. She's not afraid of a big shot or a big moment. And you know, even we were talking about her thumb, like there's a toughness to her. She's small and not the biggest and strongest, but she has a toughness about her. So we've just really enjoyed having her, and I think she's only going to get better.
With Steph, not to get your hopes up that you can leave.
I was
And
looking,
ask
there's
one more.
nobody on the Zoom chat. You're usually on the Zoom,
Sorry.
you're not there.
Yeah, can't be in 2 places at once for you. Sorry. You know, I know you've got a lot of leaders on this team, but what kind of leader has Steph been kind of through the fire of the losing streak and even, you know, coming out the other side?
I think it's helpful. You know, Steph in her own way is pretty convicted about the way she wants to play basketball. You know, she's an unselfish, she's always been a passing post player, and has a little bit of a stubbornness about that in a good way. Like, no, I'm going to make the right play, despite us wanting her to shoot more and everything else. She has a natural feel for the game. So it's really helpful to have somebody, especially a big, who talks on defense, understands offensively, timing and spacing, and how to use her teammates, and brings a little steadiness and calmness to that as well. When we, get a little frazzled or we're a little up and down, just has a way of, hey, just keep it simple. Throw the ball, enter it, work to catch it, make a hard cut, replace. It's a good steadying voice, even within the heat of the moment in the game.
Update on Carly real quick.
She got her hand smacked pretty good. I think she's going to get it x-rayed, so we'll see. She said it just hurt like hell. Just on her tip of her finger.
Tip of her finger.
Non-shooting.
Non-shooting. Gotcha. A little bit of a chaotic end there, but you guys led start to finish. What's to say about you guys that you guys were kind of hold on and kind of speak a few words about the continued growth that you keep talking about?
Well, we had one where we got to take people out of the game the other night, so we got a win that way, and then we got one where we had to grind it out. We got a little justice on the free throw at the end. But, we really dug in. I didn't think we kind of stuck to what we wanted to do as well down the stretch of the game. I don't know, fourth quarter we got a little nervous to leave our own, and we stopped helping the way we were earlier in the game. Fouled way too many times in the fourth. Some were, a good number of them were legit. Gotta be a little smarter play with the lead, not putting the team in the bonus early, but the run we've been on, this is our 6th game in 11 days. Losing Slim after the other night, I thought we just showed really good resilience to come out the way we did to start the game, and then just make enough plays at the end to hang on and get the win. I'm happy for our crowd. First of all, they've stuck with us. It's our first home win of the season. They deserve that too.
And we've talked a lot about Ariel trying to find that consistency, and now she's kind of season high tonight. She's starting to put a stretch in a row, and it seems like she's doing it in a lot of different ways. What have you seen that's really clicking for her both tonight and this last little bit of stretch?
Poise, she kind of worked through the rough patches when she had it a couple weeks ago. Poise, she I don't know, 9 free throws might be a career high for her. I'm not sure. She just, when we needed some big plays, she was able to attack and get in the paint. She's always good in games like that where it gets a little chaotic and you got to be strong with the ball and you just got to do the basic stuff really well. She just has an innate toughness to her. She's not loud and showy about it, but she's got some toughness where it counts. She's put our team on her back, kind of emotionally, mentally, as much as anything.
Thank you.
It seemed like you took Ariel off the ball more than she had been in past games. Was that intentional, or do you disagree with me on that?
Offensively?
Yeah.
I think I probably put her about everywhere, to be honest with you. I mean, she's off the ball a fair amount when she plays with Julie, but I think I emptied the playbook of Ariel plays down the stretch of that game.
Slim not on the bench. Was that planned? Is she expected to be on the bench going forward?
Yeah, we'll see what we get to next week. I don't know if she'll travel with us or not, but keep her away from you all.
Wow. After that first missed free throw, there was the timeout. Was the message just
don't
box
foul,
out?
don't tangle anybody up and foul. They can't do anything but tip it. Just making sure everybody knew their blackout responsibilities. Because you had Kennedy Carter standing at the top of the key trying to Michael Jordan it. So just make sure who we knew we were pinching on and blocking out, and don't get tangled up and allow another interesting whistle.
And last one for me, not specific to this game, but just in general with the bigs. You've had some foul trouble at times with Shakira out. What are you kind of telling the team, in shoot around or whenever, as far as trying to mitigate some of that?
We were just talking, across the whole group, not just the bigs, about playing with our feet and not our hands. We were good at it for a while tonight. We kind of got, I think at halftime we were in relatively good shape foul-wise, and then we got a bunch in a short spurt. We got a clamp on a rebound. Just there was a moving screen on Aaliyah that I just did not agree with. And that's tough when you're in foul trouble already, just to have to go when one go against you like that. I don't know, Cardoso and Angel Reese are a load, and they get fouled a lot, and they're aggressive, and we just about made it to the end with all our bigs.
Eric, with Aaliyah, she's been able to step up in these kind of bigger games in the sense of the Chicago game last week, Indiana, now this one again. But I think tonight we kind of really saw kind of some of her spirit show out a little bit. What can you speak to that, kind of how we're seeing that grow a little bit over these last stretch of games?
It's just the way she's wired, kind of what I said about Ariel applies to her as well, that she just has a toughness, grit to her. I don't think I've worried for 1 minute since the start of the season about whether she's going to come in and do her work and try to get better and play hard and compete. If that was easy to do, it would be done by everybody. It's what makes her and Ariel and people like that special. That they can play through the ups and downs of a game. They're not afraid of the physical challenge, but they can stay calm and composed as well.
Speaking of composure, final moments, it's
when I kick the table.
Sure, we can talk about that, but also just you lose Carly,
you
lose Aaliyah due to foul trouble. I know steps happen with like 0.2 seconds left on the clock, but just what's the composure in that moment of everything that's kind of happened this season for the team, still being able to get it done?
Good. I felt everybody was still ready. I didn't play some people as many minutes maybe as I had been. Shatori, you look at the box score, it doesn't look like she had a special game, but I thought she was really good for us. I thought Tori gave us huge minutes. We were teetering a little bit in the third quarter. We went a little bit bigger at the guard spot and played her, Ariel, and Carly together, and I thought she came in and really stabilized us. Guarded Dana Evans there for a bit pretty well, and when Dana had it going. And Maisha, I didn't think was good the whole time, but she got herself out of a little rough patch. She got back and made some plays and played with good composure. So, like we've said a bunch of times with different people, you can contribute a lot of ways to winning besides scoring. And I was proud to see those guys give us a boost when we really needed it.
Yeah, so Coach.
That's it, Coach.
We got one in the room here. Here.
We saw Jade struggle a bit this game, but we know what she can do when she's at her best. So we saw it a pretty good deal in work. We're sure that one game that will come sooner rather than later. In your words, how do you think she's responding to the league this season, and what ways are you guys working with her to stay consistent?
Excellent. I mean, she came in literally the last day of training camp, got up to speed really quickly, has given us a major boost in multiple games. Like I've said before, she's still the youngest player in the league. She's going to go through some bumps, and those are good, experienced guards she was playing against tonight. And a couple rough moments, but she doesn't let her spirit drop. She competes. I think we love her energy and enthusiasm all the time, and I have no doubt she's going to work on it, keep getting better.
Ariel, a little bit chaotic end there, but you guys figured it out. You've won 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys learning about yourselves?
I think we're figuring out. I mean, obviously tonight I feel like we figured out how to close the game. I don't like the way that we played in the third quarter, but we figured it out. We just have to continue to push through, those you said push through the chaotic moments and continue to find a way to kind of just make sure we stick together and lock in on the little details of it.
We've talked so much about, consistency over this early part of the year, especially with yourself, and, now you're stacking them.
Mm-hmm.
How have you what have you found to kind of get in a rhythm?
Just sticking to the work. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you look to the left and the right, and we're all doing all the right things to make sure that we continue to be in an upswing, and when the time comes, we'll be able to close out these games. I don't think we've done anything differently than what we did the day we got here. I think we've been doing what we need to do as far as the foundation of who we are, and it's showing. I mean, we got 2 wins now, so hey, life's good.
And quick for you, Aaliyah. Do you like these games, these atmospheres? It seems like you've got a little bit of juice to you lately. Are you starting to kind of enjoy these atmospheres and these competitive games and that kind of thing?
I think first and foremost, I just enjoy playing with my team, and we're coming off a win, and going into this game, we want to play to our strengths, and that's exactly what we did for majority of the game. And yeah, the atmosphere is hype. Didn't like how we heard more boos than celebration and for our way, but we're built for these games. As Abe's been saying, closing out games is something that we were struggling with early on, and I think that we've turned a new leaf, and we're really working towards that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Ariel, Eric was just saying that you gave the hard hat to Steph. Can you tell us why?
Let me see. Steph had 6 rebounds, and I think she kept some of their better rebounders off the boards. I think Steph's goal tonight was to box them out and not worry about getting the ball. And to me, that's selfless because as a big, rebounds are important, right? But she really locked in on trying to box them out, and I think she really locked in on her defensive effort tonight, which I would say she got better at it tonight. Those are 2, springy, young, good point guards who are going to be great in this league. Good post players are going to be great in this league. And I think she took the challenge. It was really selfless about it. She was like, I'm going to box out, y'all get the ball. And I think it's those selfless acts that's going to get us to where we want to be later in the season.
And, they went on several runs, like in the middle of the game. You guys responded. What was kind of giving you trouble when they made those runs, and what was able to like turn things around for you? Like, how are you able to kind of respond to those?
I think it was like live ball turnovers for sure, and then miscommunication on our end. But it was stuff that we could control, and in those moments we didn't. But we adjusted and got the wins and stuff.
And Ariel, just what was kind of the message, or what was going through your head in that final timeout? Between the 2 free throws there at the end.
Honestly, just hoping she would give us one, and she did, and making sure that we boxed out and we didn't foul. That was maybe all I was.
That's pretty good.
That's all I'm thinking.
Aaliyah, what's the matchup like going up against Angel? Kind of the history that you obviously have a college game with her, and now this kind of transitioning to WNBA. Just kind of what's it like going for you in that matchup?
Just 2 competitors, going back to back. It's a tough game. I think that Mystics, we came out pretty well in the first quarter, and at one point I think it was like 10-0, and we started off pretty aggressive. But I think for us the game plan was just limiting the touches of those who helped them be effective. I know Angel, great player, she's making her impact, but there's other players that were doing the same thing, so we just limited their touches, limited the opportunities to score, and I think that played for our advantage.
Ariel, I know it's only 2 wins, but 2 in a row. How much is this kind of affirmation of the process that you guys have been going through, and like all the trials and tribulations that you guys have had, you guys have still stuck together?
Yeah, you can't get lost in the sauce, like you said. It's 2 wins, but at the end of the day, it is also 2 wins. We're coming off of, we 12 was 0-12, 0-12. That's tough. That's hard to go through. So we enjoy it and we're thankful for it, but it definitely gives you perspective. You just gotta keep pushing. You just gotta grind it through. It's like 2 wins, and to some people it's like, oh, y'all got 2 wins, but it's just like, yo, we got 2 wins. Like, we keep finding a way to grind. We keep finding a way to push. And my favorite thing about this team, and I'll say it time and time again, is that we do it together. Like, there is no separation. There's no pointing fingers. There's no, oh, I did this or you did that. Like, we're just sticking together. And I wouldn't want to go through the season with any other group of people, to be honest with you. Yep.
Hi, I'm Tiana Sermons with the junior WNBA Airtime to Play. Ms. Atkins, you just mentioned your team working together, which I personally love seeing the friendship that you have, no matter what the outcome is. You talked to me about that friendship aspect and the team working together and how it overall helps your drive and playing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we see it in practice when we were building our team in training camp. We got a good group of people, and everybody wants everybody to succeed. There's not one person here that's like, I'm trying to get mine. You know, I think we're all locked into each other and want each other to play to our strengths. And at the end of the day, we're all competitors and we all want to win. So we have a common goal, and we stick to that. And, you know, we do it with gratitude and thankfulness that we get to do something like this every day.
Yeah, and for Aaliyah, you had an amazing play tonight. I mean, your last couple of weeks, you have just been on it. What do you feel has been your personal technique in making sure that you keep your head in the game and just keep being on it?
Just being ready. I think it's one of the things going into each and every game. Being ready for whatever is asked of me to do. As we've been saying, it's easy to play for one another when we're so connected. We just have a will to win, and that comes within each and every one of us, and we lean on each other. So I'm motivated by my teammates to be successful. Doesn't mean showing up in the box score every night, but it means doing the little things to help our team be successful.
Well, congrats on the win. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ariel, congrats on the win first off, both of y'all. What was your mindset tonight offensively with 29 points?
Aggressive. I feel like I knew people knew that Slim wasn't going to play. So, I mean, what she gives us is downhill. I mean, God, Jesus, we only had one game, but just trying to be aggressive because I know when I'm aggressive from the jump, it opens things up for my teammates as well.
I think we should round that up to 30, by the way.
Yeah, so I've been watching it since high school. I'm from Toronto myself. I love it. And so this is an intense league, I goes without saying. Like 14 games under your belt, I stated you're kind of developing pretty quickly, and it seems like you're getting super comfortable. In your own words, are you working with the coaches on anything to keep developing to an elite player with this team? And what weapons are you looking to add to that confidence?
Absolutely, yeah, every day. We have a great coaching staff. I'm able to put the work in, work on the things that, you know, that's going to help me short term, but also things that's going to help me long term. But I think my mindset is just focusing on being ready, as I said, finishing, making my free throws, rebounding, defensive schemes and challenges that I'm thrown. But I think bottom line is just trying to improve each and every day. So I wouldn't say specific areas, but just anything I can do on both ends of the court.